Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining. Today I'm going to be talking about what happened. What happened with this here? What took place? Was this defective? Was there a problem with this particular woofer? I don't know. Let's find out. Okay, everybody, thank you for joining. You know the drill. Please subscribe, hit that like button, hit that notifications button so that you are aware each time I release a video. Guys, it is no secret by now that I had a problem with my Focal Maestro Utopia Evo. This is the latest version of the Utopia line. Just to give you some background as far as what happened. So throughout the last 2 years in my room, I have been playing this bass track that you guys have. I already shared that with you guys, but in case you forgot, here's the name, the album, so you guys can check it out. Now keep in mind this bass track is typically used in systems, these car stereos with crazy woofers that are basically bass competitions, okay? They are going to really tax the hell out of your amplifier and speakers, okay? But I am clearly not an idiot. I am not going to be blasting that song at ear bleeding levels. That was never something that I attempted to do. Now that said, I have tried to do that in the past with my Wilson XLF, Sasha, Alexia, Magical M6, Magical S5, Magical M3, Martin Logan electrostatics, you name it. It is not the first time I play that track, okay? I have noticed that in certain parts of the song, the woofers tend to dance together, okay? They tend to move, and you don't have to crank it up a lot to see that movement, okay? I noticed that typically my listening habits tend to be at around 80 to 82 average decibel levels. I never really go past that because if I do that, I end up getting ear fatigue, right? Regardless of how smooth the presentation is, regardless of how relaxed everything sounds, it is still very loud. It is very loud nonetheless. Okay, so your ears get tired. That's going to happen. So I found myself playing that song the other night, and I noticed that, yes, and I am aware, this woofer plays a different frequency than this woofer does. So I understand there is a certain frequency range where they do not overlap. I understand that 100%. I'm aware, okay? There is a reason why Focal told me, you can't just simply take this woofer out and put it in here and see if it works, because this is a different voice coil on this woofer than the lower woofer, okay? So they told me we need to first investigate and find out if indeed the problem is a woofer or is there a crossover problem. Now, how I spotted the issue was very simple. I sat in the middle, I played the music at the typical listening levels that I have done this many times with other speakers. I proceeded to play it at around 80 to 82 decibels. I'm used to that volume level. You see the woofers, all four woofers on both speakers, they do this, okay? All four dance like this, together, at the same time. And you don't even have to crank it up loud to see this. So what happened was I noticed this woofer wasn't. It was moving, but it was not moving with the same excursion, if you will. It wasn't moving in the same fashion as the other three woofers. The other three woofers, these two, and the other two from the other speaker were moving at the same time. Okay, so that immediately told me, is this woofer dead? So I got close to it. I put my hand very lightly on it while I played the song. The song was not loud. I'll repeat it again. And I noticed that the woofer was actually playing. It was moving, but it was not moving, again, in the same fashion as the other woofers. So then I said, okay, I got a problem. Focal said, we need to figure out if the issue is the crossover or the woofer itself. So what did they tell me to do? They said, get out to Exponent, go over there. We're going to have some maestros there on display. Have the guys over there play that same song and validate your findings. Make sure that your findings are correct. The guys at Exponent were amazing. Thank you, Focal. You guys were amazing with me. And they played that same song. And sure enough, all 4 woofers moved at the same time. Like this. All 4 were doing this. So I knew I had a problem. Came back home. So they said, Jay, go ahead and proceed to remove the same woofer from the other speaker. Swap them. And then see if when you insert the other woofer in here, right, see if this woofer begins to actually operate correctly. Sure enough, the woofer was working fine. The woofer from the other speaker. When I took it out and inserted it into this speaker, there was absolutely no issues. It was working fine. Okay, so I knew that I felt really, really relieved, I must say, because Focal said, if the problem continues after you swap out woofers, I hate to tell you this, Jay, but the speaker is going to have to come back to us. And I was like, oh no, please. I don't want to know anything about shipping speakers for repair. Please spare me from that curse. I do not want to do that. Okay, so finally, I diagnosed the problem based on what they instructed me to do. And the issue was, indeed, the woofer. Okay? I want to thank Focal for sending me the new driver. Got a brand new driver here. I just got it, literally today. It took 4 days to get the driver from Canada all the way here to Florida. So they were extremely prompt and easy to work with. That is what I'm talking about, that service. Here I have a $76,000 speaker. And yes, I know some of you guys hate me saying that, oh, this guy only spits out numbers. Yes, I'm going to spit out numbers. I'm going to do that. You know why? Because if somebody had a $3 million car and they wrote on YouTube, I crashed my $3 million car, come and see what happened, a lot of people are going to go see what happened to a $3 million car, right? Because that's unheard of. But if somebody crashed their $15,000 car, it's all good. No big deal. It's just a normal car. That's why I like to throw numbers around, in case you were wondering. Anyway, let's get back to this. So, given the fact that this speaker is $76,000 as of today, I felt like, wow, what could be the reason? And for a minute, guys, I was blaming it on the Boulder 3060. Because the Boulder 3060 that you see here on your screen is a beast. 900 watts pure Class A. It is easy to take out any speaker with this level of power. So I was thinking, I'm blaming myself. Is that the problem? What's going on? No, it turns out that it was simply a defective driver. It can happen, okay? No speaker is perfect. So if you guys are going to start talking about it's unacceptable to hear a speaker of this magnitude, of this price point, have defects, let me tell you all a little secret. Okay? Before I started my channel, I had a lot of issues with many speakers that will go nameless. And for the first time, I'm actually being transparent with you all, my viewers. I didn't have to share this with you all. I could have been hiding it, and you guys would have never known. But I like to be transparent with you guys, my viewers. But remember, I've had Magical, Wilsons, Magnapans, Martin Logans. I mean, you guys know, plenty of speakers. And I don't even want to go into detail as far as what issues I've had with those speaker brands. Because let me tell you something. I've had a lot more issues with other speakers. But I'm not going to get into that. I just want to finally come clean with you guys and share something from the lab, from my lab, so that you guys have some different content to look at. Something exciting, something that, you know what, Yes, even expensive things can break or come in a little bit off. Okay? This is built by humans at the end of the day. A driver can come in and not perform within specs. It happens, guys. It happens. I have seen speakers that cost more money that had issues, other issues that I'm not gonna get into detail right now. Warning, if you own a Focal speaker, something like this, that would mean the Sopra line, that would mean anything of any Utopia product. Please be extremely careful. These things are heavy. This is a heavy driver. Heavy, okay? So when you attempt to take it out, because, let me see. Yep, it's very difficult to do it with the speaker lying down. When you remove these screws here, all these things, the driver immediately slides out like this. And you can damage everything. All this piece, you can damage it completely. You can destroy the finish of your speaker. Now, that did not happen to me because I knew about this. I was prepared for it. And on top of that, yes, guys, these are not scratches. This is the plastic wrap that still lives on the speaker, because at some point the speaker is going to go. I am going to sell it. It's no surprise. You guys know that. Okay? So anyway, be careful when removing your drivers. Please. It is very important that you pay attention to what you're doing. I know of a couple of people who already damage the finish of their speaker by removing these screws, and the woofer just literally goes pop, and that magnet destroys all this finish. So be careful. It's better if you have someone helping you out to hold it in. But of course, Jay is not going to wait for the wife to come in here. He's not going to wait for his daughter to come out and help. Jay is going to grab this 30-pound piece and just going to pull it out by himself and make it happen, because that's what I do. Got to do this by myself. I want to give you guys an important update. I have just wired the money for the next speaker that you guys will see here in my lab. No, this speaker is still staying in here. I am not replacing the speaker. They are not going anywhere. They will go when I want them to go. What I am trying to do, though, I am trying to bring a very well-known brand into the lab and do a shootout. Yes, you heard it right here. And let me give you some tips about this next speaker. This next speaker is approximately the same size as this speaker. It's also very close in MSRP. Very close to the price point of this speaker. It's a little more money, but it's very close to the price point of this speaker. In addition to that, it handles more power. It's, again, by a mainstream brand. And the reason why, guys, I want to do this is because I want to see a real shootout with two different speakers, two different brands that cost about the same, close to the same size, height, width, depth, about the same weight, about the same price point. It's got to be exciting. And you're going to get to hear both with the crazy AK-47 of a system that I have here. You're going to get to hear it with the 3060 Boulder, 2110, and my Select 2 MSB DAC, plus the Tyco Extreme Music Server. So, isn't that going to be something you guys are looking forward to? I know it is. Well, let me get back to work now. I need to install the new woofer and get it to break in. And be gentle and not blast the system, because you guys think I blast my system. I don't do that all the time. Sometimes I do, but I don't do it with these types of songs because I know what those songs are designed for. Okay? So just remember that this is a lab at the end of the day, and a lot of this stuff that you're seeing will be content that I will be releasing on my members only section, which I have been unfortunately unable to launch because I'm so busy with my 9-to-5 and other duties that I simply have not been able to upload all this extra content that you guys will be very interested in seeing. Okay, this type of content like you're seeing today is what you'll end up seeing more of. in my members only section. That way you guys are closer to me, and you would know right now what's sitting here. I got something else on the floor here that just arrived today. So please continue to support me. Subscribe. For any business inquiries, you know what to do. Here's my email. It's important. Reach out to me. You got something you want me to put on the channel? Let's have a conversation. Okay? Everything that I have on my channel are things that I am interested in bringing because I want them for me. I am curious about them. But if there's something else out there that would like to make its way into my room, you know what to do. I'm just an email away. Until the next one, guys, support me, subscribe, continue to be there for me because I got you guys. We're going to keep doing this hard. We're going to keep doing this hard. And yes, I'm losing some weight, damn it. I'm losing some weight. Peace.